everyone, you are welcome to another edition of our Valid Leaders Talk Show. A talk show where we talk about everything and anything that has value to human life. And I remain Oluwatife. Of course, if you've been following us for quite some time, you know me and my other co-presenters too as well. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about, and this is something that is, eating into the Christian world little by little, and if we're not careful about it, I pray things doesn't go the other way around. But before I reveal what we're going to be talking about today, I have a very amazing man of God with me in the studio, Pastor Chuks. Yeah, I think he was here about 2 sessions or 2 episodes ago. If you've not watched that, you need to check our YouTube page and check that video out. It was really mind-blowing and it was an eye-opener. So today we are going to be talking about Halloween. Well, I'm sure you've heard the word before, but if you haven't, let me bring it down to the West African setting, masquerades. Of course, we all know what masquerades are. Somebody, dressing up to portray something else that is from, the other side of the world. And nowadays, a lot of things have been going on social media, whereby Christians are seeing this tradition as it is normal. Even our cartoons nowadays, I'm not going to mention the title of the cartoon, but I'm going to mention the station, so it doesn't matter if I'm advertising for any program or whatever. It's on Disney Junior, a cartoon about vampires, skeletons, witches and wizards living in harmony with normal humans. I don't allow my child to watch that, and I would not encourage anybody to watch that. So that is more or less what we're going to be talking about today. This tradition, is it right, is it wrong, or is it just my own personal opinion and I'm being biased about it or something? So Pastor Chuks is going to be doing justice to that. So what do you have to say about this tradition?
Okay, firstly, I want to say thank you once again for being a part of this amazing program. Yes, so, well, I would say something that has been very prevalent of recent is this particular tradition that is slowly, subtly creeping and finding its way into Christian homes and all like that, so which is Halloween. So, and one of the beautiful things about the entirety of Christianity is that we have a rock and solid sure foundation in Christ Jesus. So, but as regarding this particular, should I call it festival now or whatever it's called, it's always good to know the roots of a thing, because no matter how much you try to spray rather perfume on a corpse, like on a casket, no matter how you try to decorate, how you try to spray it, the stench of it will always come forth. So no matter how nice we try to cover up, paint it and all like that, going back to the very root of it is always actually very important to know the source of it. So I did some research and I found out that it's actually a Celtic tradition that has been existing for over 2,000 years ago. So that's the modern day Celtic region, island, Northern Ireland and all like that. So what they believe back then is that, because they start their year, using our calendar now, their year for them begins on November 1st. So for from October 30th and 31st, what they do is that they offer up sacrifices to their seeming gods, and they believe that at that point in time, that's when the barrier between the living and the dead is reduced, and they're able to see dead people come, and they have people they call druids that try to foretell the future and so many things like that happens. And the kicker for me was that they do this as a form of protection for the coming year, as a form of foretelling for the coming year. So moving down, when the Roman Empire conquered the Celtic aspect and the Celtic region, and the influence of Christianity was already growing and spreading. So in the 8th century, Pope Boniface, what he did was that he now said that okay, All Saints Day should also be held as in celebration of the saints that died, as the Christians that were martyred, and all of that should be celebrated at that particular point. And another pope now came again and said that okay, why don't we now make it that the same time for celebration of the All Saints and All Souls and all should also be done with the Celtic religion, the Celtic festival. So due to the omics and everything and all like that, they call it Hallows Eve. You understand? That's the October 31st. Now, why am I saying all these fancy things? You could also research it out, but you would see that the subtle thing that was happening in all of this is that there was a myth rather that says that this was done in order to try and abolish that Celtic festival. So we see here that the church then, or people of the faith then, they were trying to use worldly means, right, to save the world. They went in them and mixed, you understand? Instead of bringing the truth of the gospel, they compromised, and the way they actually celebrated the All Souls and All Saints from history actually shows that they will have huge bonfires, wear clothes of like the ghosts and masquerading themselves, dress up and all like that, you understand? Just to I look at it as one, to be accepted by these same people that you want to save and bring to Christ. But how can I accept your God when I see that you're even coming to take from me? When I say you're coming to take from me to follow, you're coming to take my own ways and practices, and you want me to follow your way, meaning you need me. So we see that,
and it's supposed to be like
and it's supposed to be the other way around. So because like we slowly we are losing sight of like the true potency of what the gospel can actually do in a man's life. I say that because that was what was happening there, because the trick of the enemy from the very beginning up till this point is perversion. To take something as beautiful and true as the gospel is, and to still make you believe that that is not enough, that Jesus alone is not enough, that Christ alone is not enough, that we need something else. And if you even check out the methodology of this I can't even call it celebration, of this old festival thing, you will see that it's the yearning of man for something that is greater than him, for like as they will call it, the superior being. But it's actually yearning for God, because what they do is that they will get a sacrifice. They will sacrifice, you understand, to get like connection with this supreme superior being, for them to get prophecies and foretelling and protection for the future. So you see that in a way they're actually yearning for the truth that we have. So, but one thing that usually rock solidifies my heart among Christianity is that they are trying to sacrifice to get to their God, but in our own case, our own God came down as a man. You understand? As a man, to be that one sacrifice forever for us. So they have to continue doing it to constantly keep on getting protection. But by just that one sacrifice of Christ forever, we're eternally connected, we're eternally blessed, eternally covered, eternally. So you begin to see that what they have is a counterfeit to what we have. So what is happening now is that the devil is trying to pervert our minds, like he did to Eve in the garden, to make Eve think that what she had from God was not enough. Like, did God say if you take this fruit, won't you become more wise? That God doesn't want you to be like him when she was already like him. So what happens in all this is that is subtly trying to remove our focus from Christ alone. And the thing is that the devil is a wicked devil. Let me use that word in the sense that he doesn't care if it's a 5-year-old or if it's a 3-year-old, or if it's a 50-year-old, he wants to plant those seeds of perversion. And to you, it look as though it doesn't matter. It's just for fun and all like that. But something that is now being done constantly becomes a habit, becomes a belief. It affects your attitude and every single thing. And slowly, you see yourself now drifting and accepting and condoning thoughts of, yeah, it's not just Christ now. Once we do it like this and like this, we're able to get this. But you won't voice that out. But because of the constant things you keep on allowing into your mind, it builds in our subconscious, you understand?
So, what do you have to say to Christians who say, oh, it doesn't matter? Oh, nothing, it's just a day thing. And how do we ourselves, protect ourselves so we not, get carried away or see it as a normal festival?
Thank you so much for that. People that say it doesn't matter. Okay, thank you, Lord. This illustration just came to my heart right now. Imagine if I give you a bottle of Eva water. This is not promotion for Eva water. I don't really drink Eva water. Well refined, awesome, the cleanest of water, as in the cleanest of the cleanest of water. And the cup is what, in fact, the glass cup I'm bringing for you is new, brand new. You saw me bringing it out. Clean! The water is clean. Then as I pour it in and as I serve it to you, and I say drink, and you notice some brown fecal matter inside, and you're like, yo, what's this? I'm like, it's okay. As I was about pouring the water, a bread just pooped inside. It's very small, it doesn't matter, it's very tiny. It's very tiny. Will you still drink the water?
Nope.
You won't. So a little poison or a little this thing, it still kills. So the subtlety of the enemy is this. As in one of the strongest and greatest weapons of the enemy is perversion, and the way he does it is that in a very subtle manner. No, it doesn't mean so much. No, it does not matter. No, it's okay, it's just a little,
It's just dressing up.
It's nothing and all like that. But the roots of it kills. To be sincere, because number one, it creates images in the hearts of the little ones that would come out in the aftermath of things. Because a good man, out of the good treasures of his heart, brings forth good things. Check the flip side, scriptures too. And an evil man, out of the evil treasures of his heart, brings forth evil things. Let's even flip it some more, sir. If you check out the first definition of the word evil in scriptures, in Greek, is poneros. And poneros means, when we hear evil, we think of something crazy happening, something disastrous. No. Poneros in Greek, you can check your Strong's Bible, it means a heart full of worries, labors, and cares. That's what this thing does to your heart. Check out, watch a crazy scary movie. I don't advise that, I don't like them. Like all these horror movies and all like that. What it does to you at first is you look at it as that nothing just happened. But it just drops seeds of worries, of doubt, of maybe what if in your heart. You understand? Then when you're going about your daily walk, that's instant someone.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? So
That's
what the enemy is doing there is that he's sowing seeds. So and that's been the trick of the enemy from time immemorial. Just the subtle is to Eve. Did God actually mean this? What if? And he leaves, and the seed starts growing. So we don't allow it. We don't allow that seed to even grow. It's the same way the enemy also comes, when I was talking about the foregrounds, that he immediately comes to steal in one of the grounds. I think is the thorny, no, not thorn, the seeds that were sown by the highway. You understand? Like I said, as they were sown, the birds of the air came to pick it immediately. When the Lord was not explaining, I said the enemy comes to steal the word. So the devil knows that even when seeds of the word are dropped in a person's heart, whatever, that it would grow. So it comes immediately to steal it. So it's the same. The devil does not have any original idea, original plan. It's still is still the way of God, but in a perverted form. So he doesn't care. So it's not the big. It's not like probably for those that have like some addictions and all like that. You would attest to the fact that the addictions not start by you seeing maybe like some unclouded or something crazy, like if those that have maybe pornography addiction and all like that. It not start from maybe you seeing like one huge unclad lady. You know, it started from tiny seeds or some tiny scenes in movies that were not like, and some of the little and they grew. So that's the same thing with this with this stuff. So if we nip it at the bud, you understand, it's going to be amazing. And one of the beautiful things about it is that like this sow good seeds on the hearts of your children. Your children are like wet cement. Whatever you paint on them is what they will give you in future. So that's like for the children, and also for those that say it doesn't really matter. Then for those that are already grown, you understand that probably maybe you might think that this doesn't mean, but let me ask you a question. Are you scared of cats?
Well, personally, yeah, I think I am. Their eye does me kind. I watched the movie actually, and their eye were,
See,
like laser eyes or something. So ever since then, I just blacklisted.
you just actually said, like, I don't know. Have you ever heard this phrase? I am Matanga.
Yeah, I've heard it, but I don't think I think it's a movie or something.
Yes, it is.
I don't think
Now,
I've watched it.
every child that was born between 92 to 98, that movie was so scary and was about cats that till date, check anyone born between that time, they are scared of cats because of the seeds that horror painted in their hearts. So like, but if you check out a child that just born today, and a cat passes by, or a cat is meowing at night and all like that, the child doesn't care, it's just sleeping. But you, because of the seeds that have been planted, if you hear a cat meowing at night, you're like, or if you see a cat probably maybe on the fence or something, you're like, ah. So now, at that point, it takes now, for those that are a bit grown and matured, you understand, it takes you consciously feeding your heart, because it takes a thought to replace a thought, feeding your heart with the word of God. Now, not just to suppress that thought, but to superimpose the truth of your reality of protection on that. Now, someone that has been trained and taught sees a cat, even if it is whatever it is that it wants to be, and the person remembers 1,000 shall fall on my side, 10,000 on my right hand, but it shall not come near me. You understand that kind of stuff? So now it takes, as in, for you to see a tree, for every tree that you see out there was a seed that was sown. So for every tree of let's say like a believer that will term as strong in the Lord, strong in faith, always scriptures and all like that, and not just outwardly but also inwardly, you see living in the church, that there were seeds that were planted. For every defeated Christian that you see and everything and all like that, there were seeds that were planted. Now, you might say, but we live in a very perverse generation and things are crazy. That, bro, you don't understand what is happening. By the time I open up the internet, by the time I go on social media, I see everything staring straight in my face. Now, what do I do and all like that? I put it to you that there's nothing new in the sense of where Abraham was staying. Now, I'm bringing this to a close every time. Where Abraham was staying in Genesis 18 and Genesis 19, Abraham was staying at the mountain, and around him was Sodom and Gomorrah. I believe this is very timely period for us to even be discussing this, because there's a lot of fears of like, how can we live godly and blessed in a perverse generation? But in the case of Abraham, when we are seeds of Abraham, we see that it's possible, because Lord came to Abraham, he called Abraham his friend. In John 15, the scriptures, the Bible tells us there that it was something to the disciples that no longer do I see you as disciples, but I see you as friends. Follow closely. Then he said, how can I hide what I am doing, what I'm about to do from my friend Abraham, knowing that he would raise up his children in a godly manner, knowing that posterity is safe in his hands. Now track back, that's Genesis 18. Track back. What is like the main scheme of things for Abraham? Genesis 14, 15, 16, Genesis 17 to be precise. It says, and in the heat of the day, Abraham sat under a terebinth tree, waiting on the Lord. So in the heat, in the craziest of the craziest, Abraham prioritized fellowship, and God said that he could trust this, he could trust posterity in his hands. So on that basis, the Lord said he knows. And at that time, Abraham only had Ishmael. He knows that he will raise his children in a godly manner. He only had Ishmael. So God was prophesying about his future, seeing what he was doing in the present. You understand? So as crazy as it is, God just wants you to just take that one step. As crazy as the seed of evil, seed of perversion planted in a child's heart, and the tree of the perverted nature comes out, same thing as when the seed of righteousness is planted in man's heart, the same thing that comes out is being blessed. And for those that probably already have like some praises and all like that happening, trust me, I was also like that, man. You get what I'm saying? But one thing about Abraham that amazed me, that Abraham was already past his 50s and 60s when he was called out to walk with the Lord. Do you understand? Do you understand? When he was called to leave his father's house and walk with the Lord. So age is not like a barrier except you choose to make it one. But in essence, I believe that if we have little children around, start planting the right seeds in them. And if you're already grown and you notice that you're still fearful, you're still scared of so many things and all like that, Scripture says perfect love casts out fear. So fill your hearts again. Let the word of Christ dwell richly in you, and you will see yourself that you become like that joy starts to well up on the inside. So, like I said, as much as you know that you won't take that clean glass of water with just one tiny fecal matter in it, don't.
So it does matter.
It does matter.
Well, thank you very much for this. I've really learned, I've learned a lot. At least I've learned about history of how this Halloween, I can't remember what we called it at first. Maybe I'll go over the video myself before. How Halloween started and how we merged it with, celebrating the saints and all sorts. Now, the truth of the matter, just like he has established, is that the root is evil. So don't see it as we're just dressing up. It's just a day. Come on, it's just a festival. Just look like this dead person. No, don't do it at all. All right. And also for our kids and for ourselves as well. Let us, fill our hearts with the word of God. There's this thing that the word of God does, and I think I want to testify. It gives us this crazy boldness, kind of.
Yes.
I was the kind of person that at night you will never see me out. Like, you will never see me out. If something just creeps behind my window, oh gosh, my blanket is very thick. I'll just like cover myself up and I was not a Christian then. I would just start, saying, I don't know like saying what people of the other religion used to be there. I'll just start saying things, hoping that a God somewhere would, protect me. But the truth of the matter is, for us to live that kind of lifestyle and let me use the word be perfect in Christ, we have to fill our hearts with the word of God. So Halloween is a no for Christians, and I hope that this video has been informative, and I believe that you're going to take the step to change. Please, Halloween is a no. Cartoons that portray, dead people and humans living in harmony, please, don't even watch it. For those of you that like watching cartoons, don't watch it. Don't make your children, your nephew, your niece, your cousins, don't make them watch it. And I believe that God is definitely, He has blessed us already. So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, I want to say welcome. And for those of you that have been watching us and been on the show for quite some time, thank you very much. And I hope you've subscribed, and I hope you're going to share this video and share it with as many people as you can,